Hey, what's going on, guys? Danny here with you. In this video, I'm going to go to the latest analysis for Shiba Inu, as well as talk about a potential pattern that could be forming. And as always, this video is for educational purposes only. I am not a financial advisor. All right, so today we have had a really awesome run up. Yesterday, Kraken did actually list Shiba Inu, which is where we had all this big run up coming in. You can see right here, we did have some awesome volume coming in as well. And currently, or actually, we did run all the way up to the 54.41 area. And we did come back down. We're currently right around the 48.76 area right here. And I do want to talk about a couple patterns that could be forming right here. So right here, this is pure speculation at the moment, but it looks like we could be forming a head and shoulders pattern. That is a bearish pattern right here. But right here, you would have the left shoulder. This right here would be your head, and this would be the right shoulder that is forming right here. We would need to come back down right here and retest this neckline right here. So right here, this is our neckline that goes away across. So we have to see if that does play out. And potentially we could be forming a rising wedge right here, which is generally a bearish pattern. So generally we would break down out of here and come back down and meet the bottom of our pattern right here. Again, that is just speculation at this time. We'll have to see if it does play out. But some short-term targets to keep aware of right now. If we do break out bullish a little hard, a little farther up, we will be looking for the 0.236 area again. That is around the 50.58 area. Of course, our zero level would be up here. That is around the 54.39 area. And if we are actually able to break through here, we do have this really heavy resistance channel right here. So right here is our huge heavy resistance channel. Let me zoom out right here. All right, so over here, we're on an hourly chart right here. You can see we do have all this resistance that is starting over here. It's a whole bunch of mess right here that we'll have to get through. But once we do get through this major channel right here, once we break through here, we will be up and to the races because we don't have that much. We do have another band up here to go through. But once we get through here, I think this would be acting as a huge support level. And then it'll only be a matter of time before we do come up here and start making new all-time highs. But again, just short term, again, we do have to watch out for this heavy resistance channel right here. All right, so again, back here on a 15-minute chart, we are breaking out of this resistance line that we do have right here. I'm not sure how high we will get because, again, I do think we do have a rising wedge that is forming right here. And if we do start heading back down to the break bearish and head down to the downward side, again, we'd be looking for the 0.5 level. That is the 46.33 area. And then our 0.618, which is generally where we do retrace to, that is our golden Fibonacci. That is right around the 44.42 area. So if we, again, if we do come down here, we more than likely will hit this area right here. And then it's not much farther before we do come back down and hit this trend line right here, which would be a retracement right here. And generally when we do break out of a pattern, we generally do come up and get a retracement and come back down and retest our trend line. Then generally we do consolidate and head to the upside. We'll have to see how that does play out. And then we also could come over here and get a target if this does play out as a head and shoulders pattern. So we can come over here to the top of our head pattern and come back down here to our neckline. And if we do happen to break bearish out of here, then we could come back down here to a potential breakout area. And again, we don't have to come down this far, but we would want to see us break this neckline right here. And then we could get this target pattern right here. Excuse me, the target for this pattern. All right, and if this does play out, then again, this is just speculation. Bring this up here a little higher. If we do break out and come to the downside, again, we'll be looking for the 0.618 area. And this right here is our major trend line right here off of our trend line that goes all the way up to there. And then we could potentially get a bounce right here. And if we do break through this trend line right here, our next level would be the 0.386. That is right around the 41.69 area. And then our target would be down here around the 39.59 area. And again, we have this major upward trend line right here as well. So you probably get a bounce right here and head back to the upside. Again, that's just a pure speculation at this moment. This pattern does not have to play out, but it just looks like this time that we could be forming a head and shoulders pattern. Well, let's head over here to our 15-minute chart and see how our RSIs are looking. All right, so currently on our 15-minute chart, the RSI is sitting right around the 54 area. Stochastic is all the way up to the overbought territory. We might be coming back down for a correction here on the 15-minute chart, which would probably put us down near the bottom of this trend line of our potential rising wedge pattern. All right, over here on our hourly chart. All right, hourly, our RSI is right around the 50, right around the 54, 55 area. Stochastic has come way down and corrected, and we did get a bounce right here, and we are heading back to the upside. We'll have to see how high we can get. We could be forming a little bit of a, not much, but a little bit of a trend line here where we could get knocked back down and come back down in here and retrace this area again. But again, we are heading back to the upside, so we'll have to see how this does play out. And over here on our 4-hourly chart, our RSI is right around the 61 area. We do have a little bit of a trend line right here. So draw this out right here. And short term, we could come back down here for a bounce and hopefully maintain this trend line and get a bounce back up here. If we do come back down, it would put us probably around this area right here. If we do correct all the way down here, it could potentially hit us on this major trend line that is downward trend line right there. And again, hopefully get a bounce right here and head to the upside. And then over here on our 4-hourly, excuse me, on our, let's go over to stochastic. Stochastic is almost halfway down right here. We do have a little bit of support line right here, so we could come back down and get a bounce right here. And then over here on our daily, all right, we did get this major bounce right here, and this is also when Shiba got listed over on Kraken. So we did get a bounce and get a nice run right here. All right, and our stochastic is coming. We are currently right around the 74 area. So next day or so, we will probably be in the overbought territory. But again, we do have a ways to go before we are way up here. We can be all the way up here, as you see. So we could come all the way up here to the right around the 99 area. So we do have a ways to go before we are overbought territory. But head back over to our 15-minute chart. All right, so currently we are, we did make a little bit of a lower low at this time, which is a little bit of a bearish sign. Again, we could come back down here, get a retest, and then head back up, and then maybe get a bounce right here again. But again, I do think we might be forming a rising wedge pattern right here, which is a bearish sign. We do have a little bit more ways to go before we have to make a decision. But next hour or so, I think we might be getting a little closer to see how this does play out. And again, if we do come up here and get a rejecting and come back down here, and then break this trend line and come back down here, and then next pattern we'd be wanting to, of course, we could be forming this right shoulder right here on our potential head and shoulders pattern. Again, we'll have to see how this does play out. Again, if we do break this, we'll be heading back to the downside. Potential target all the way down here, it does not have to play out, but generally it does play out if we do have a pattern. We'd be looking again down here around the 39, anywhere around the 39.60, 39.70 area. And again, we could also get a bounce off of our major trend line right here. So we generally do get a retest when we have a breakout. So I have to see how this does play out. But again, I'll keep you guys updated throughout the day or throughout the evening and see how this does play out. It might not be till tomorrow morning before we actually have a pattern that does fully play out. But again, make sure you do follow me over on Twitter. That is @OnlyCryptoCycle. And again, if you're not subscribed on this channel, please make sure you do like and subscribe. And I'll try to keep you guys updated as best as I can. And I'll see you guys in the next video, and have a good evening, and thanks. Take care.